friends, welcome to Mindful Cooking at Geetha's Kitchen. Here is our third day in Munnar. We woke up mid-morning, got ready and had a delicious breakfast courtesy of our resort Sienna Village. Our guide and driver Felix was ready with the plans for the day. The first one in our list was to visit a tea factory, the Harrison Malayalam Factory, for which Felix had already arranged tickets and tours. On the way to the factory, we stopped at a few places to enjoy the beauty of Munnar and take pictures of the gorgeous scenery. Set at an altitude of 6,000 feet in Idukki district, Munnar was the favored summer resort of the British rulers in the colonial days. Munnar is such a beautiful place in Kerala, which cannot be portrayed in a single canvas. We are at the Harrison Malayalam Tea Factory now. The first of Harrison Malayalam tea plantations were established nearly 200 years ago, as tea was first planted on the slopes of the mountains that form the backbone of South India. India now produces over 200,000 metric tons of tea each year. We tasted different types of tea from there and bought a few packets of tea powder to bring back home. The tender tea leaves collected from the plantations are withered in hot air at the factory and then sent to the rollers. After being rolled into particles and fermented, they are fed into the dries before they are ready to be packed. We had the opportunity to see the process of tea leaves. In the video, you can see the workers are moving the bags of tea leaves from the plantations to the factory for processing. From the tea factory, we headed to Eravikulam National Park. We took a bus arranged by the park authorities, which took us to the park with other visitors. It took up to 15 to 20 minutes to reach the park. No private vehicles are allowed to the top. Eravikulam National Park and the Nilgiri Tar, a type of goat found usually in southern Western Ghats, is considered to be the icon of tourism in Munnar. The national park is also famous for its Neela Kurini population. In 2018, Neela Kurini, the flowers, bloomed in Munnar after 12 years. The spectacular mass flowering of Neela Kurini happens only once in 12 years. We enjoyed the walking trail with good lookouts where you can enjoy the beautiful scenery of the mountains and tea plantations. We took the bus ride back to our car and then headed to a cloth mill where we bought hand-woven Kerala sarees. Our next stop was to get a nice oil massage from an Ayurvedic center, which we thoroughly enjoyed. We returned to our resort after a long day. Now we are on our last day in Munnar, and on this day there was a nationwide strike called by the various trade unions. We vacated our rooms from the resort, hoping to return to this beautiful location. Felix had already collected the information of the safe activities for the day. We decided to visit my husband's cousin brother and wife. We then went to see Anayirangal Dam. The name Anayirangal, Ane means elephant, Irangal means coming down in general terms. That means elephants coming down place. The name originates from being the spot where elephants come down from the forest adjoining the lake. Anayirangal Dam, one of the largest earthen dams built in 1960s, is located about 22 kilometers from Munnar and about 7 kilometers from Chinnakanal, where our resort was. There are tea estates on either side of the road. One side a beautiful valley with tea estates in different levels, and the other side is a hill with tea estates. Because of the national strike, there were not many tourists or vehicles on the road. There were no workers working at the tea gardens, but we thoroughly enjoyed the scenic view of the western Ghats ranges from the dam. This dam is across the Pannier River. The Panmudi Dam that we visited was also across the same river. Because of the strike, the boat ride at the reservoir or the elephant ride through the rugged terrain and deep valleys of the misty Munnar forest were not available. After the visit to the Anayirangal Dam, we drove to our cousin's house and we visited their neighbor who owns a vast, luscious farm. Farming for this entire family is a passion and they have been doing it for generations. You can see some of the exciting activities that we did with this family in their place.
അത് ശരി.
ഇത് പക്ഷെ ആയിട്ടില്ലല്ലോ.
ഇല്ല, ആ കപ്പ ഒരുമാതിരി ഒത്തിരി മൂപ്പായില്ല.
വേണ്ട, വെറുതെ പറക്കല്ലോ. ഞങ്ങൾ ആ ഗവൺമെന്റിന്റെ
പെപ്പർ കണ്ടോ ഗീത? കുരുമുളകിന്റെ
കുരുമുളക് നേരത്തെ കണ്ടിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. അതിലത് നിറച്ചുണ്ട് ഏലക്ക.
എത്ര കൊല്ലം നിൽക്കും ഒരു ചെടി?
10-20 വർഷം.
അതെ,
അത് റീപ്ലാന്റ് ചെയ്ത് നിൽക്കും 10-30 വർഷം. പക്ഷെ അന്ന് കായില്ല, അതുപോലെ തിരിഞ്ഞു പോകും.
അത് ശരിയാ.
ഭംഗിയില്ലാതെയോ, കാണാൻ ഭംഗിയില്ലാതെയോ.
അത് ശരി.
തിരിച്ചു വെച്ചിട്ട് നല്ല ലെവലായിട്ട് ഞാൻ മാറ്റിയത്.
അതെ, അത് ശരിയാ.
ഫ്രണ്ടൊക്കെ ഒരു ശരിയാവട്ടെ എന്ന് വിചാരിച്ചു.
The tree house was another attraction. Look at this tree house with extensive paddy fields on one side and a farm on the other side, along with pepper and spice. In Kerala, farmers usually build a tree house in an ideal location to spot wildlife movement in fields. Farmers beat drums throughout the night to keep animals away from rice fields. The paddy fields, the firewood, and the big brass vessels used to cook paddy grains gave me a very strange, nostalgic feeling of my childhood and the time spent with my grandparents. They also maintain bee colonies in these man-made hives. We tasted some of the delicious honey, as you can see in these bee combs here. We ended up taking a couple bottles of pure honey home.